found out about Jordan Hembrough through my wife because she pointed him out on a news show, and he was there talking about Toy Hunter, and he was wearing a t-shirt that read, "Still Plays with Toys." And his company, Hollywood Heroes, produces those shirts, so not only did my wife point out Jordan, but that t-shirt, and said that I needed one of those t-shirts. Well, after the interview that you're about to hear, I bought one of them. And you can see me wearing it on my Twitter page, in fact, because those pictures were taken at Star Wars Celebration 6 in Orlando, where this discussion took place. After watching the first couple of episodes of Toy Hunter on the Travel Channel, I was very excited to have the opportunity to talk to Jordan about the show. And on a side note, remember this interview took place in August, and Jordan makes reference to a show in Cincinnati that at that time had not aired yet. Toy Hunter airs every Wednesday on the Travel Channel at 9 p.m. Eastern. Here is my interview with host Jordan Hembrough. Well, Jordan, thank you so much for taking time to talk with us today on Beyond the Screens.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. And tell everybody a little bit about how this show came about, how you got the show on the Travel Channel, and how everything's taken off so far.
Sure, I'd love to. About a year and a half ago, a company out of New York City called Sharp Entertainment, they found me, and they called me in for sort of a casting process to see if I'd be a great fit for the project. Sharp Entertainment is a fantastic production company. They do shows like Man vs. Food and Adam Richman's Best Sandwich in America. They did Bert the Conqueror. All these shows were on Travel Channel, so they already had a relationship with the network. We did a pilot back in January called Toy Hunters. The pilot did very, very well. It had an extremely good fan reaction. People were writing in about it on Facebook, and social media sites were talking about it. We got picked up for a series. Travel Channel ordered the whole first season. So I've been traveling around the country on this sort of great American toy hunt, is what I like to call it.
Yeah.
Looking into attics and basements and just really reconnecting with all the old toys we had when we were kids.
What is it about toys and toy collecting that's kept you interested in it for your entire life up to this point?
It's a happy memory for me. I mean, it's rekindling and getting back to my childhood when everything was simpler. It was a lot simpler time. Things were happier. We didn't have a mortgage. We didn't have braces to worry about for the kids. We didn't have a college tuitions to pay for. I mean, that's all what it is. It's a simpler time.
It's very, very, very true. Well, how do you go about choosing your locations as far as where you go to find the toys?
Well, that's a great question. What we really like to do is we like to find collections in one area that we can hit. So if we're in Tampa or in Dallas or in a particular city, we want to try and grab 3 or 4 different collections in that area. Okay. We want to go for stuff that really has the most bang for a buck. I mean, people with giant, big collections that they haven't seen in a long time. They really don't know what they're looking at. I want to find really, really good I want to find good toys, but sure. I want it to be interesting for the viewer as well.
Absolutely. So many of these toys are tied to movies and television shows. Can you talk about what you think about the industry up in the modern day? Because, when this all started, the merchandising wasn't nearly as big as it is now, and now this stuff comes out before even the movies release.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. In my personal opinion, I think it's a little sad the way the toy industry is going right now. The truth of the matter is unless it's tied to a TV show or a movie or a major license, the chances of a toy being made these days is very, very slim. I wish people would sort of make toys just for the good old sake of the playability factor and everything like that. Right now, for the foreseeable future, I personally don't see that happening. Yeah. I think it's a little sad.
I agree. Well, are there a few toys out there that have either been elusive for you or something you had when you were younger that you missed and that you are out to find, either in the first season or in upcoming shows?
Right now, what I'm actively looking for is I'm looking for a 1966 Ideal playset by Batman Utility Belt.
Okay.
And the last known sale of that was over $14,000.
Wow.
So I'm going to look high and low and probably bring my checkbook for that one.
Yeah, maybe a couple of armed guards too while you're at it.
Probably, yeah. Yep, exactly.
Okay, well, you're a Star Wars fan and you're here at Star Wars Celebration 6. What do you hope to find here, and what are some of the cool things you've seen while you've been in Orlando at this convention?
Well, coincidentally enough, or strangely enough, I'm not on the hunt at this show. Okay?
Oh,
I'm not
really?
looking for anything rare. I'm actually set up with my booth, Hollywood Heroes. We're selling here. We're dealers and exhibitors, and I'm just having the time of my life. I'm having a great time. I love seeing all the new merchandise coming out. I've seen everything from Star Wars pajamas with feet in them, which I have to get, to actually camping chairs. Star Wars camping chairs a few aisles back. So I'm gonna have to pick some of those up for the family vacation as well.
Yeah, that's one of the nice things about the convention is some of the custom things that people make here, like the pajamas and whatnot. So it's a good find.
I have fun every year I come. It always amazes me, all the new stuff that's coming out on the market.
Collectors are going to love the show. Who else do you think should definitely tune in to watch?
I think everybody who ever had a childhood should tune in and watch. And if that sounds kind of broad, it's because I want it to be broad. Toys are the great leveling factor of everybody. We all were young one time. We all had the toys. I think everyone can watch this show and have some sort of happy memory. And I think they should all bring their family and watch it together with the kids, the moms and dads. It's a great show to really sit down on a Wednesday night at 9 p.m. on Travel Channel and just bring the entire family. Have some popcorn ready and just have a good time.
What is the movie or TV show that you think should have made more merchandise or didn't make any merchandise at all, but you think should have made it?
Star Wars. I just can't find enough of it out there. No, I'm kidding.
Well, that's true.
No, that's great. It's funny. Disney's Black Hole line from Mego, actually had a lot of stuff in the works that I would have liked to have seen come to fruition. I've seen some prototypes for some ships and playsets that never made. I would have liked to have seen that line go a little bit further. Even though the movie died and the toy line tanked, they had some really good ideas that I would have liked to have seen come to market.
And it has kind of a cult following still, too.
It does, yeah. The Black Hole does have a cult following.
How often do you get tempted to keep the toy that you found? You can make some good money on it, but man, I just may have to keep this for myself.
I get tempted a lot. But on that same scale, I've got a fulcrum that brings me back, to realize that it is a business and everything like that. I've got the family, I've got the mortgage. I'm an everyday guy. This is how I pay everything through life. So I made a decision a long time ago that this is a business. But the beauty I get is when I sell a toy, it does go to a collector who really, really loves it. And that's how I really get the joy out of doing what I do.
Okay, and my last question for you, sir, is so far, what is an item that you have found in the show that shocked you the most? Just something you were completely, not expecting to find, that you were just blown away the moment you saw it?
It's actually coming up. I don't want to give it too much away. It's in the Cincinnati episode. We're going to Cincinnati, and it was found in a barn. And the toy dates back to the 1960s, and it's tied to a very popular television show from the 1960s.
Wow.
And that's all I'm going to say right now because I want you to watch.
Okay, and we will watch.
Okay.
Well, it's been great talking to you, Jordan. I thank you so much for your time, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of what you've got on the Travel Channel this year.
Thank you so much.